So how does an electronic cigarette work? Well, when you inhale, there's a microchip within the battery that turns on. That microchip will turn on the battery. The battery will then heat a heating element called an atomizer, and that atomizer will heat the nicotine solution called e-liquid and produce the vapor or the e-smoke that you see. Now we'll get a little more into the construction of the electronic cigarette when we talk about the types of electronic cigarettes. What I'd like to cover is the different flavors and nicotine levels that the electronic cigarettes come in. Now, everyone doesn't smoke the same thing. You have people who smoke Marlboro, Camel, or menthol, different type of cigarettes, but even then, they may smoke a type of cigarette, but they smoke different nicotine levels. They may smoke reds, lights, ultralights, and electronic cigarettes are the same. So, as far as nicotine levels, electronic cigarettes come in high, medium, low, and zero. So a high would be an equivalent of a regular cigarette or a red. Medium would be the equivalent of a light. Low would be the equivalent of an ultralight. And zero obviously would be no nicotine whatsoever. So with the no nicotine, you still have the motion of smoking, but you at that point have nothing. You have no carcinogens, you've got no chemicals, and you don't even have nicotine. As far as flavors, we actually have over 50 flavors, with the most common flavors obviously being Marlboro, menthol, or Camel. We also have tobacco, 555, and a lot of different fruit flavors. Strawberry, blueberry, vanilla, chocolate, coffee, and an assortment of other flavors. You may say, well, I don't really care about the flavors, I just want my normal cigarette taste. Well, there's a very interesting thing that happens when you start e-smoking. A lot of people don't realize that their taste buds have been lessened by smoking cigarettes. And as they start to e-smoke, their taste actually starts to come back. So, though you may not think that people would be interested in the flavors, later on they actually do start trying the flavors. Because again, they can start tasting better. In fact, their food actually starts tasting better to them also. Another thing I'd like to add here is there is a concept called throat hit, and what that is the feeling in the back of your throat when you smoke. People who tend to smoke Marlboros, they really feel it in the back of their throat, and our product gives you that throat hit or that feeling in the back of your throat. So that's basically how an electronic cigarette works. Now we're going to talk about the types of electronic cigarettes.